Welcome to Blue Collar Crypto with Tim Torosian, our amazing host that joins us on Sundays, 4 o'clock and 5:30 Central. Today, part of the World of Ability podcast network. My name is Sue Roskopf, and today we have an amazing crew joining us. Tim should be back next week. We do not have Tim today, so I get the pleasure of stepping in and hosting for him. In the room here, we've got an amazing crew: Kurt Roskopf, Jim Bannon, Miran Gunnells, Wellness Weavers, and more. So I'm going to just go ahead and, first of all, mention our topic today: inclusion, not polarizing networking. We were talking at our last show about a group that's called Polarizing Networking, and Kurt is the speaker at that this Thursday. If you want to know more about that, check out the show that we did just an hour ago, because that is going to be amazing. That is coming up this Thursday, so go ahead and find details or reach out to me and I can help you find that. But let's go ahead and get some introductions going. And Myron, actually, I'm going to start with you. If you'd like to introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Miran Gunnells. I'm the executive director of Real Fathers Inc. We help single dads out. I was a single dad, raised two daughters. Wife passed away back in 2011, and there's one any resources or support groups out here for dads. So I came up with Real Fathers Inc. We've been around since 2023. We're a 501c organization, and we just helping with mentorship, counseling, education, and parenting classes. And on the education side, we want to get into the trade schools, commercial driver's license, and community college because I want the dads to have some type of trade, some type of career that can show their kids how to get out of poverty. So you can reach me at Myron at realfathersinc.org, or you can go on my website at realfathersinc.org, or you can call me at 480-450-7358.
Excellent. So glad you're here, Myron. And
Thank you, Miss Sue.
we're going to go ahead and continue our introductions. Jim Bannon, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name's Jim Bannon from Payson, Arizona today. Home is where I park it. And I am pleased to run 5 world-class companies, all generally in the communication business. One of them is an NFT and crypto company. So I am going to fill in for Tim, who I highly respect, and I want to work with him on a Lions Club project. But Sue talked about a great event coming up on Thursday. I know I know 2 of the 3 major personalities. I guarantee it's going to be a memorable event because we're talking about somebody who's really a character. And I like Helen Stucky Weaver, who's in here with us as well. But we're going to talk about inclusion. And what does that have to do with cryptocurrency? Stay tuned. You'll find out.
Excellent. Perfect. I love the tease. And Kurt, I'm going to pass it to you next for introductions, which I don't know. Do you need an introduction? Go ahead.
Well, I'm a rascal, a son of a gun, a maverick. I'm out here to take that renegade approach and just do what it takes to get her done, folks. And I'm an ambassador of Project iHeart. We combat veteran suicide by spreading hope to veterans. And I'm also a disability ally, and it's in all of this work that Sue and I have been inspired to take it to media, like with the Ability MKE Now show on Wednesdays that Sue hosts, and that World Ability podcast that is by Sue. That's every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time, 1 to 3 Central time. Come on in with all of these offerings that we have here. You can come on in through Spirit of the Game Foundation. This is the Zoom room here, meeting ID 404-058-6152. And I'm a gentleman that loves marketing through technology and events, and podcasting brings it both together. We got the technology going here, and it's an event. And, Myron and the rest of us are talking about events for Real Fathers Inc. to do some fundraising for the nonprofit there, and looking at having a synergistic effect with helpopedia.org, featuring the special needs.help directory. We got a telethon Thursday, July 23rd, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. And so we're on the upswing here, folks. And yeah, also on the upswing is this energy between Packer fans, Packer Nation, and Bears fans, and that Chicagoland, demographic there. So we're going to bring this all the way in through polarizing networking. I promise Sajad it's going to be the most polarizing networking ever. And he seemed to have a kick out of it, but he didn't have any reaction at all. So I think he's
Ooh.
maybe a little nervous. So come and see what Sajad is so nervous about. He's worried about my mental health, he tells me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Excellent. All right. Stay tuned for more on that. Uh, we also have Helen joining us with Wellness Weavers. Well, Helen, you want to come on in and say a brief hello? And what is Wellness Weavers?
Hello, hello, hello. We are the blue people, diverse, any color, any background. What we have in common is we bloom where we're planted and we are respectful and protective of all the living generations around us. Thank you, Sue.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Helen. Jim, I'm going to actually pass it back to you for where we were going here with our topic today.
Well, as you see, I put up the Chicago Bears that is on top of the Green Bay. When I grew up in the East Coast, and we were Spicks and Kikes and Wops, and we celebrated the diversity in this country. I mean, the greatest friends that I had all came from different countries. And as I remember 1776, there were a bunch of people who came from England, and ever since then, people came from all over the world. And somehow we lost that. And the topic is cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency is a vehicle to maintain privacy, but to include everybody. There's a concern in America that the billionaires pay no taxes. They're 1% of the population, but they seem to be getting 99% of the attention. Now, when I grew up, there was a middle class, and the robber barons of the 1880s decided to actually pay taxes, and Carnegie built libraries, and some of those guys did trickle down. Ford, the people from H.J. Heinz. I mean, there were really some good people. But to believe that trickle down is the answer to our economic situation, you must be smoking ganja. I mean, for the last 50 years, and I loved Reagan, but for the last 50 years, his experiment didn't work. So now there was also 3 TV stations when we grew up, right? ABC, CBS, and NBC. And I grew up in Pittsfield, Mass., the Western Hills, Berkshire Mountains, and I watched Freddie Freihopper out of the Albany, New York TV station. So you talk about diversity, and now I'm in Arizona. I was in Chicago. I've been all over the place. What I'm trying to say is free speech, democracy in America, collaboration, not cutthroat competition, and everybody working together. And we're not picking on people with, quote, disabilities. They don't have disabilities. They have special abilities. And that's what I love about Sue and Kurt. They recognize the individual strengths. So I want to focus on this in inclusion. And what has that got to do with the financial market? Well, if I help Miran, who's an entrepreneur, be successful, we all are better off. And I'm going to do that. I gave him my commitment. He is now cursed. We are going to be friends for a lifetime unless he screws it up. And he can only screw it up by lying to me or ghosting me. I don't think he's going to do either. Now, we fit hand in glove because we have so many similarities in our background. But as you notice, we're different colored people. Who the hell cares? I mean, my God. So I want to talk about crypto as being a leveling, enabling technology. I also want to get a commercial in because I'm broke. And I've been building for 15 years, and many people don't listen. I just got off a big 3-day summit, and I'm going to put up a background, and it shocked me, and it continues to shock me, because I go through networking meetings and nobody picks up their camera, and they forget that they're on camera. I can see if they pick up their telephone or not, and nobody is scanning this. And we all lose. And in the last networking meeting, everybody was kumbaya, right? It was a big love-in. And to give a shout out to Kurt and Jason and Maury, it's the No More 9 to 5 Club Summit. It was phenomenal. The best people I've seen. But nobody scanned the screen. So when we got in a breakup group, I said, can I be tactless? Because I have a serious question to ask. Why didn't anybody scan the screen? And they taught me a lesson. There's fear. And I haven't had a drink in 17 years. And one of the reasons is they taught me through my sponsor in AA that fear is false evidence appearing real. And, we got so much false evidence out there when, 70 million, nice to see your pretty face, Helen. 70 million people voted for a rapist and a convicted felon. You think we have a problem? So had they scanned my background, you will see how I'm changing policing in America. And yeah, I'm familiar with what's going on with ICE. But when I grew up, when a police officer came into the school, that was an exciting day. And if he came in with a first responder, we didn't use that word. We called them firemen. And of course, half of them are women today. So I like the first responder. But these were our heroes. I want to be a cop. I want to be a fireman. Whatever happened to that? I'd like to see it coming back. Now, my technology is used by I'll get to you in just a second, 1.3 billion, that's a B, Asians use my technology instead of cash. And they haven't used cash, they haven't never used credit cards. Good grammar, Jim. Haven't never used. They never use credit cards. They went straight from cash to QR codes. So I don't have to teach them. But Americans, it's like pushing a rope uphill. If I was to put this up on my screen in an Asian podcast, every single person in the audience would be scanning it. Helen, you have some experience with this, so tell me what your thoughts are.
People are very skittish about codes because links, scammers use codes, links now, all kinds of ways, and we have to be very, very careful. And the other point, I am a big advocate, a friend of the police, EMS, firefighters, all of that, and the military. However, now that I know from my friends who were police chiefs, when I asked them the question, what percentage of people have an issue with porn? I was thinking the answer would be, I want everybody to type into the chat, what percentage of law enforcement have a problem with porn? And if you want, you can even guess what percentage of clergy and lawyers and doctors have a problem with porn. So we have a huge problem, and also corruption. They don't pay people enough, and they get their family members in debt. They've got college coming up, and credit card debt, and medical debt, and legal debt. So they are on the take looking for other streams of income. And unfortunately, drugs and porn and all of that kind of stuff seems to be a way they pick up the slack. So when police, and more than one have told me 80%, I was shocked. I'm closing my mic.
Well, I thank you for your input. And what I was saying about inclusion, everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody. And the best people in debate, and we don't teach that in school anymore, is that they draw upon facts, okay, whenever they make their points. When I complete what I'm going to explain, I think I might even convert you and have you say, oh my God, this is what we needed. So, what I discovered, and I've been arrested 6 times in the last year. I also was in jail for 72 days illegally. But I put all that in the background because when I was first threatened with handcuffs, I thought this is not the America I dream about. So I created this program called hashtag Be Loving. My friend is a cop. And I've already got the Miami Police Department, which you see right here. This is the chief's personal page. Now, this page is just designed to appeal to 3 people: the chief of police, Manny Hernandez, the town manager, Alexis Rivera, and the town mayor, Gil Madrid. So I am going to change this after they sign the contract. And what it will be is the new name badge for all of their officers. Because right now it's A. Smith. Miran, if I had a name and I said, hi, I'm A. Smith, how close do you think you and I want to build a relationship? Or does that put up walls immediately? Of course it puts up a wall. It's saying we're different, We're not different. So it's going to be Archie Smith. And the name badge is going to be there. Archie Smith, Lieutenant, Miami Police Department. And when he pulls me over, I'm going to scan his name badge. And it's going to take me immediately, not to the Miami Police Department, to Adam Smith's website. So I got to build a website for every officer in America if I'm successful. And in that, it's got a header from the Miami Police Department, which is their building. And then it's got Adam Smith. Now, I'm a video producer, but they don't have to pay me or my partner big dollars. They can do a selfie. So Adam Smith takes a selfie and he explains why he puts his life on the line every single day to be a caring public servant, to take care of me, because he took an oath to protect and serve. He says he's got 3 kids, he played basketball, and he wants to be my friend for life. That's the end of the video. And then you get into the main part of the website, and it asks them, what's your name? Last name is optional. What's your birthday? Year is optional. What's your shirt size? Wait a minute. Why do you want all this information? Because I'm going to send you a birthday card every year on your birthday. I said I wanted to become your friend for life. And as far as the shirt, I've got yours in the trunk of my cruiser. So whether I let you go, write you a ticket, or put you in handcuffs, you still get your t-shirt. Can you imagine that everybody that officer pulls around is walking around Miami, Arizona with his t-shirt? They're all customized to that officer.
Well,
Are we building a relationship or what? Wait a minute, I'll get to you, Helen. And the real thing that they love is one of my board members translates 150 languages with real human beings, master level translators who happen to have police background. So if I don't speak English, because once I've scanned this and I've gone to his website, I can press one button and me and the officer are connected to a translator. Is that wonderful or what? Helen, you have a comment.
I do. I'm going to show you the great discovery. And I want all of those officers to be given the benefit. I don't know why it's sliding around like that. I'm trying to get my head out of the way so it would show it on perfectly. And it's an AI graphic. The Great Discovery has AI that translates. So all the police officers, all the EMS, all of us parents, everybody with special needs, we would all have access to what I'm going to debut tomorrow during the My Pitch 60 Minutes show, which is a VIP creativity show, so that everybody finally gets to see what I'm talking about, idea compliant. Humans are lifelong learners. And the fact that the public schools have to have IDEA compliance, which means Individual Disability Education Act. There are so many forms of disability, including trauma, generational, and stress. When a police officer stops somebody of color, and the dad or the mom has to say, keep your hands in view all the times, don't make any sudden moves, or this guy could shoot you. So until we get all that corrected, which will happen when people finally look at what I'm talking about and use everything that Wellness Weavers funded with the infrastructure, which has been kept from the people by people who call themselves Christians, in positions of leadership in all health and human service sectors. And when I say that's not hearsay, that is looking at my case and looking how these people used me to be their little cheerleader, to work hard to make all their grants look wonderful. Meanwhile, they had no intention of leveling the playing field for social determinants of health. The American Nurses Association published in 1990 a document, Nursing's Agenda for Reform, Healthcare Reform. On the back of that glossy, colored brochure was tiny little 12-point or 11-point font of all the nonprofits that endorse that. And where are they? Where are my colleagues? They've all been bought out, manipulated. They take nurses and turn them into, now they used to be advanced nurse practitioners. Now they're advanced professional nurse. They changed the advanced professional RN. They can
Well,
prescribe.
thank you, Helen. You're
can
adding
order tests.
diversity to this discussion.
Hang
Now,
on.
my daughter
Hang
was a
on.
licensed clinical social worker, and
Yes.
therefore I am totally in your camp. But
Well,
what
then
we're
let me
doing,
finish, please. Do not interrupt me. Let me finish.
I thought you were done. Excuse me. You talked about 6 different topics. Go ahead. Can you just give us a summary so we can take home the benefit of what you're offering?
All the social workers, all the case management, I'm offering online continuing education for all health professionals to get updated in holistic well-being, trauma-informed care, and we need to, from the grassroots, show the IDEA compliant Sophia Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. No corporations get government contracts for food service, beverage service, in jails, in schools, anywhere, if they don't let their people have IDEA compliant choice about which healthcare experiment they're going to be in. And because I am the nurse that went to Washington, D.C. on numerous occasions, and in 2014, I paid to go for the 2-day PCORI grant writing workshop in a fancy hotel. I didn't stay there. I like to stay among the people and use the metro system to transportation. I like to talk to the homeless people. I like to interview the people I come in contact with. And my Everyone Counts 60-minute show has been checkmated every step of the way. No elected, appointed, hired person is going to cooperate with me as long as they have these government contracts and the people are being manipulated, that they too will have dead photojournalists or other beloved family members. We've got to nip that in the bud. My family has paid the ultimate price for that. And
okay, Helen, again, thank you for your contributions.
Okay.
But I just introduced this program as a very positive, uplifting, inclusion, no negative, right? We're just going to do everything positive. Now,
no, if there's negatives,
we approach,
we have
please,
to
you're
fix
interrupting me. If we approach cryptocurrency the same way, and yes, it can be abused, but if you do it right, and remember that Chase Bank and the government and US Bank are all using it, if we can find a currency that is a leveling factor, that every entrepreneur, every program person like you, can use this currency, and we can get the positive of what God told us, right? Love your neighbor as yourself. We can do away with a lot of the divisiveness that's out there in the United States. So, the topic is blue collar cryptocurrency. And the blue collar is unfortunately what's disappeared in this country. I'm not being political, I'm just observing. When I grew up, and Myron put in a bunch of things about when we were kids. I loved it in the chat. Please take a look there. When I grew up, the corporations were paying 95% taxes. So that covered many of Helen's health care programs. It covered education. It covered a lot of things that are missing today. The blue collar people are working 3 jobs. They are, my mom was stay-at-home mom. My wife was a stay-at-home mom. I don't know many stay-at-home moms. Unless you make $1 million, that's pretty hard to do. And my daughter's education cost $250,000. $250,000 to become a physical therapist. And now it takes a PhD. So her school, her degree would cost $750,000. That ain't going to happen in my lifetime. So what I'm saying is that this inclusion, this respecting differences of opinion, this getting responsibility for creating entrepreneurs, which is Myron's goal. He's built this whole thing so that he can have a career path for young people, so that they're not on street corners. When I started a Boy Scout troop in the ghetto, I thought I was having an impact, but then I'd bring the 11-year-old home, and as soon as he got out of my car, he went to his bigger brother, the guy with a deuce and a quarter, who was the biggest pimp in the neighborhood. That's who he looked up to. How are we going to change lives if we don't change the environment? So all of us have the same goal. We're trying to positively impact the world. The more we take our diversity and bring it together, and that's what cryptocurrency does. That's what QR codes do. I happen to be privileged to have the only license in North America from Toyota, the person who created them. And it's got a potential to improve communication. It's got the potential to impact this police department. It's got the potential to help Real Men Incorporated drive fundraising. It's got the potential for Sue to take that ugly thing right above the YouTube, and that's why I'm going to give it to her for free. That is failing 20 to 70% of the time, but she doesn't know that because she doesn't have an ROI tracking report. Where I give her a call to action symbol, every time somebody interacts, she will know immediately. Everything except their sexual preference, I didn't say that. Everything except their shoe size, we will know, and she can see that data in real time. So yeah, that's a personal commercial, but see as how I run 5 world-class companies trying to help the world, and I've been in handcuffs 6 times this year, and I'm broke. I think I have a right to earn some money so that I can pay half of my profits to one cancer charity, the other half to another. Now, Myron, how much do you know about cryptocurrency? Number one. Can you
Just a
describe
little
for
bit.
me the difference between cryptocurrency and NFT? And can you tell me what you think of credit card companies? There's 3 quick questions. You have the microphone.
Well, crypto, I mean, I know a little bit about it. I don't know a whole bunch about crypto. And the credit card company, they that's a scam because you got to pay so much interest and high percent. So I'm trying to get away from that part right there. And the NFT, that got a little to do with the crypto, right?
Yes.
Or okay. Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit, not a whole lot, but I'm trying to get that get the definition and terminology
All
of
right.
crypto
So
and
let me
how
fill
do it
in the
work.
blanks. Thank you for laying the plank in this discussion. I think that if we asked everybody, they'd agree credit cards going away is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Anybody disagree with that? 24% interest, not a whole lot of fun. How many billionaires pay 24% interest? That many.
Not,
Zero.
right.
Who pays 24% interest? You and me
We,
when we're unemployed, Myron,
right.
right? So
Yes,
that going
sir.
away is a good thing. The next thing is NFT is beautiful. Forget about what it's called. You know, it's a non-fungible token. I don't even know what the heck that means. But
Right.
what it is, it's a way for an entrepreneur to create something of value. An article, a video, a painting, what do you create, Helen, that is creative? What physical thing do you create?
Oh gosh.
Just give me
Well,
two.
okay, I made aromatherapy eye mask. I bring events to life, talent shows to life,
Okay,
online or in
I'm going to
person.
take events. Events. I ran NFT Detroit for free. I was the main sponsor. I didn't have enough lead time to get them the magic cubes that I wanted. That takes 90 days. And we had 3-day events in 3 locations. We had artists, we had singers. It was a huge event, both online and in the real world in Detroit. And everybody who scanned that, we know everything about them. So the event planners, when they go to do it again, and you said you had your first one, wouldn't you love to have all the data? All the data so that you could decide what worked and what didn't work? This is the enabling technology for an event. It's huge.
I think with what I'm hearing with everybody here, there's a definite theme that I appreciate, which is inclusion and being able to all come together in whatever fashion that means for each of us. Everybody's coming at it in a different direction, and that's what it takes. It takes all the different ideas to bring everything together and bring everybody together. So with this being blue collar crypto, I do want to just take a quick moment, give everybody a chance for a final thought here, and I know I should say too, next week, Father's Day is coming up here. And with Real Fathers Inc., that definitely holds a special place for all of us in what you're all doing. And actually, I gotta mention that Myron has inspired a group in Kenya actually to be doing a program next week as well. If it wasn't for all the things that Real Fathers Inc. is doing and the impact that Myron that you're making on the folks out there, they wouldn't be having this event next week. So that's huge. And I just want to make sure to spread that out there and share the kudos your way. So thank you for all you're doing. You are making an impact.
I appreciate that. And that is what I'm trying to, that's what I want to do, make an impact across the world to show everybody that men can raise kids too out here. So,
Awesome. So yeah, so
Myron,
Helen, I'll pass it over to you next.
thanks. I used to get 6 Mother's Day cards, and one of them went to my father. My father was a very important person in my life and gave us as much stability as he could, juggling his job as a professor at a Methodist college and running all the different courses and everything. But he loved his children, and he said and he loved toddlers. He was a research scientist for Honeywell. He took a cut and pay
oh,
to become a college professor, but he apparently brokered a deal that his kids could essentially go to college for nearly free. We had to pay books and tuition and that kind of stuff. I have to pop up and find my cord to my laptop, or I am going to lose connection quickly. So anyway, yeah, I'm all about looking at data, flying into action very nimbly, and I want to be involved in your Kenya project because I actually have adopted family in Africa, and I'm getting my Tanzania and my Kenyans together, as well as the people that are in Botswana, Nigeria, Cameroon now.
oh, wow.
Excellent.
So
Well, thank
I
you.
will sponsor you using the platform. And Sue, I'm going to quickly grab the link for tomorrow. So I hope that
Okay.
you are available tomorrow, Myron, to be in. Any of you guys are welcome.
Yes.
But tomorrow is my debut, my slides, my timeline, my breakout rooms, the Queen Bee's rules. Got it?
All
Excellent.
right, Helen,
All
thank
right,
you.
with that, yeah, Jim, go ahead.
Sue, thank you for setting up the close. So, if we summarize what we talked about, inclusion, diversity, America was formed by individuals who didn't want to be controlled by a king. There were a lot of the original entrepreneurs, right? I think we can go back to those days, but we can learn from what we learned in the last 250 years and do all the things right. And communication tools are what's driving the middle class or the resurgence of the middle class. Um, Inclusion, cooperation, not competition. And finally, crypto is the currency that eliminates the need for credit cards and can be directly controlled by the creative person. I think there are so many good things coming up. I hope I can hang around for a few more years so I can watch you guys succeed.
I just wonder where that word came from. A crypt is what they bury people in, and then there's kryptonite that makes Superman weak.
Who
Now
knows?
they got
Yeah.
crypto.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm going to do one last shout out here for Kurt and what he's going to be doing speaking this week at the Polarizing Network group. It's on LinkedIn. You can find that event. It's going to be Thursday, June 18th, starting at 9:50 a.m. Central. You can find it just going to LinkedIn and searching for Polarizing Networking, or also you can look up Jen Carpenter, as she is the one that entered the event on there. Or, you can always reach out to me, Susan at projectdiehard.org. I'm happy to get that sent your way as well. But you guys are amazing. I appreciate you spending some time with us here today. Jim, Helen, Myron, and Kurt with the Packers in the background. Appreciate you guys being here. And Kurt, I got to bring you back in so that we can
Oh my
have.
gosh, I forgot to weave this together. Kurt, you know what Kansan was on Green Bay? Packers team? Jordy Nelson.
Oh, nice.
You know
Yeah,
who
we
was
love
the
Jordy.
tooth fairy for his wife Emily's birthday party? Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
That was
weaving it all
you.
in. Gotta love it. So
Yeah, and then Jim, the giant, I mean the Cub.
Bears.
What did you have?
The Bears.
The Bears. Oh yeah, that Saturday
Bears.
Night Live skit. The Bears. Oh gosh, we get a lot of mileage out of that one. So, and then of course I'm in Kansas, home of the Royals, and I don't care what team. I love good moves, and if they're going to let me have a ball game after the field, after they're done using the field, then we can do. I love playing an adaptive sport of who wants to play. Then we adapt the rules and we play, and we're just like totally
All right.
laughing and
Now,
having
did you
fun.
notice the score, Helen? It's 24-14. And I think the 24 is related to the C and the 14 is related to the G. Did you notice that?
I don't
On
care
that
who
time.
wins, just so they play fair and that they have their opportunity to have their employee and customer benefit packages through Wellness Weavers. Uninformed choice. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, guys. Who loves those wise owls?
Well, this again is Blue Collar Crypto, hosted by Tim Torosian. We look forward to Tim joining us next week. And it's my pleasure to fill in for him today, part of the World of Ability Podcast Network. For all of you joining us here today, you can always find us here every Sunday at 4 and 5:30 Central. For everyone here with the World of Ability Podcast